Okay, thank you very much for joining, everyone. This is the second time we are presenting Site-to-Date Intelliscope. I would like to, first of all, thank you for joining Site-to-Date. This session, Intelliscope, this is going to be the second iteration. We have also new functionalities and more polished interface right now. Every week we have one iteration until the mid October. So let me also join from this computer so I can share my screen. So sorry for the noise. So one question. So Q&A. So let me present my screen here. Here, my entire screen. So a second. Everyone sees my screen. Thank you very much, everyone. I would like to first of all start this session by just give a short agenda of what we are going to do. And before everything, I would like to thank the Site-to-Date product team. Some of them are present here for the unstoppable work that they have been doing for this new release. So today I'm going to do a short introduction of Site-to-Date Intelliscope, how to download it, how to install it, and how to log in and set it up. Then I will show three workflows how to use Site-to-Date and why, which would be enriching CRM, social selling introduction, and identify the influencers in a university or for a deal, and cross-selling, converting users to customers. And then at the end of this session, you can write your questions during the session or after at the end here in the chat, and we will present it to you. Sorry, my throat gets a bit dry when I talk, and I've been in the meetings during the whole day until now. Okay, let's jump into it. I want to give you a bit of a background what Site-to-Date does and what we have been doing for the people that are new. All of you, I know most of you have seen Site-to-Date, but until now, Site-to-Date had four market landscape. We were using some Site-to-Date market landscape that had four modules: segment creator, a prospector, market feed, and analyzer. And then you could create segments, which segmentation of market is a huge part in Site-to-Date. And it had a four-step process: segment specification, taxonomy mining, and validation, sales and market and delivery. This has been done for all of our customers. The main value is highly segmenting your market based on the scientific application areas and also use cases of your products. And then when you would deliver it, you could actually identify how much funding was allocated there, and also you could use it for prospecting, for sales and marketing with different, and you could identify the updates on what is happening new in the market and who gets the funding and who doesn't get the funding, like who publishes and such. But now we want to add all that information to your web. So into your web browser, we want to give very easy access to all of that information. When you go to a researcher's page or when you go to any web page, you can easily search the name of a person and get all that information about that, and also much more. It works with the CRM, and it works for all of the websites, but some of the websites it works very magically. For Salesforce, LinkedIn, ResearchGate, and Google Scholar automatically searches for those people names in the information. And this is where we want to go. Site to date, as of now, we have been until now building the hub, which is market landscape. And from now on, we are trying to identify where we can inject this information to your sales, marketing, product management, and how much we can make this available to every process inside the companies to make this available to you and to your processes. And this is our first step in Intelliscope for Web. So, with giving a bit of a background, let's see what Intelliscope does. How can I install Intelliscope, and how can I use Intelliscope in my day-to-day job? So, let me first install Intelliscope and myself. So, I can do here. Remove from Chrome. So I uninstalled it, but let's say. So what starts with searching Intelliscope on Google. And when you go there, the first chrome.google.com. And then here you can easily, with one click of a button, you add it to your Chrome. Yes. Add extension. And here you have it. And first thing that I do, I make sure that it's pinned here. So I go click on this button and then click to the pin. And here I have site to date, market landscape, site to date Intelliscope here. And then when I go to LinkedIn, I need to log in. I go to LinkedIn, click here. Let me see. Live demos. So, oh, good. Here it is. I had to refresh my page because it was an old. So now I make sure that I log in. So, and your username, password from Market Landscape works here. I log in and I have it here. So the first thing that I do, I go to setting and I go and company enrichment, set up my company. So I set up my company. For example, if I work, I work at Nikon and my competitor is Zeiss, and I've add a few types of brands. For example, NSIM, AxioVert, which is an inverted microscope, and 3D imaging, that is type of brand. So I can put anything here and it searches automatically in every person. So when I put here, for example, I can also add Leica. Leica, do they write it here? Like this, Leica microscope. So Leica microscope, I add Leica as well because I want to know if my competitor is also used. And I save it, make sure that it notifies me, and then go back. Now, everywhere that I go, this is there. So let's say I want to use this as enriching my CRM. The value proposition number 1. Enriching my CRM. How does that work? So I added multiple person to my CRM. Let me start my CRM. We use at site today Salesforce, but this also works with other CRMs. But with Salesforce, it automatically populates and the search, and it automatically reads and populates the search. Let me go to my leads. I added a few scientists to my leads. I wanna, for example, Edward Biden, I wanna contact him. I click on there, I go to his profile on Salesforce. At the moment that I click here, Edward is searched. And I can click here. So, as you see, anywhere that I have here, I don't know what Edwards do because I didn't do a good job of populating my CRM, updating my CRM. I know just that he is from MIT in the United States, and I know that Amaury from Site2Date has added this. I don't have much more information. Of course, your CRM is much more filled more than this, but I don't have much information. But here, with one click, I know he's a biologist. He does neuroscience, and also he does optogenetics. This shows that these are automatically generated from using AI techniques with 450,000 topics automatically extracted. I know he has 157 publications at least, and he has 801. And I saw, actually, he just published in a few months ago, he published an article. I can congratulate him directly and go and write him an email and say, hey, Edward. So a second, it's loading. So when I click on that, congratulate, it opens my email. I can say, congratulations on your new publication. So I can congratulate them and talk about the latest publication and talk having a meaningful conversation. Or I can look beyond that because I want to call Edwards and see if he needs something. I need to prepare myself for a conversation for him. So I take a look. First thing that I do, I have seen a bit of an overview. I want to look at his papers to see actually if he's using microscopes a lot or not. I see he does research, for example, nanoscale imaging, and also again ultra sensitive step function for. So he's working about a lot of imaging and neural imaging. And I see actually one of my competitors or one of the companies is mentioned here. Oh, I work from Nikon, and I see he he uses inverted fluorescent microscopy. And if I want to sell our new 3D microscopes, 3D imaging microscopes to this person, I can start my conversation about this exact Nikon microscope and tell him, okay, you are using our inverted microscope. Can we have I would like to, I'm a salesperson from there. I would like to know how you use it and if you have more further needs. And he uses calcium imaging and local field potential for these. So he is actually using functionalized neuron imaging there. So, but I want to know if I want to contact Edward, if he is capable of securing funds or if he has funds for buying my equipments. So I go to the grants. Prior to hand, oh, I see he has been frequently receiving grants from NIH and he's being successful for the grants. So most likely this person is very successful. And I realize, oh, he has just got in 2020 until 2023 3 million euros, 3.3 million euros for high throughput approaches to local and long range synaptic connectivity, which is very much important to have. Like he has the budget, most likely, to purchase my equipment. So I have also can read more mentions about that person, see how he mentions different equipments. For example, I see he's a frequent Nikon user, and also he uses Nikon Zeiss. So this person is mostly using Nikon microscopes, but also at some times he uses Leica and Zeiss microscope. And then I want to write him an email. Either I have the contact here, or I can find the contacts here, right? With one click. But if I want to just know more about this person, if I want to just find the homepage of this person, I click here on the Google button, and I see, oh, Department of Biology, Biological Engineering, and I go to the homepage of the person to get to the phone number. That's it. In one click, I could do that. And what I would do also, I could, so I have all the information, contact this person, make a very personal email for that person about the use of my equipment, about their research, and I can just all of this at my access. So let's see how we can use this tool for social selling. Social selling was the number 2. So I showed you how to use it for enriching your CRM. For other CRMs, if you're using other CRMs, the automatic version as of now is not working because we don't support other CRMs right now. But if you contact us and write us which CRMs you're using, and the majority of CRMs that if it's repeated requests, we can easily add functionality of automatic population for other CRMs. But otherwise, it's just copying the name in the name field search. So, social selling. People now, they are locked in. Yes, thanks. Social selling and finding the introductions and influencers. Let's find another person. I start from my CRM again. I want to do something else. I want to look at another person. For example, let's look at when I share my screen, my computer gets a bit okay. Let's look at Steven. Steven is, again, I don't know about him much about. He's from medicine college, Illinois College of Medicine. I click here. Steven, right? He's optical coherence topography and optics guy. I click here. Go to the profile. As you saw here in the back, you saw that multiple people were found by this name, and of course, because we are using different technologies for disambiguating authors, but of course there are a few options. We show them all the ones that we found, and we give you the option to select the right person that you think that is the person. Again, Steven is an established scientist, 280 researchers and 335 authors. I can congratulate him on his latest, but also what I can see, this person might be too big of a fish or person that I can contact. He receives a lot of emails every day. I cannot directly, maybe if I write him directly, he might not answer me. I might not get a right answer. So I can easily go to his co-authors and see who else in that area works on the same field of research, and they are collaborating with each other, and they are from the same university. So I can address 3 of them at the same time, or I can get an introduction from that person to Steven. So I see here Eric, How Who too. They are working also from Illinois University. And I have seen, for example, Marina also works. So I found 3 people that frequently collaborating with Steven, and I want to see which one of them I can do introduction to. So I see, for example, Eric is working on in vivo research, optics, pathology. So he's more of an in vivo person. This person is more about optics, optical fibers. He's mostly about optics part of it. And Maria is about fluorescence lifetime imaging microscopy. In vivo, if I want to sell my 3D imaging and I want to get an introduction to Steven, maybe it's better if I contact Mariana. So, indeed, she has less publication. She has 1 recent publication, and I have my email, her email available. I click on unlock, and instead of talking to Steven, I can talk to Mariana. She's a more junior person, has more time at her hand, and I can talk to her easy. So, and indeed, Eric and Steven are her most repeated collaborators. So I can use her as an introduction to those. And I see she is also, let me see if she was awarded any grants. So, right, she has 360,000 for her grant from 2018 to 2021 from National Science Foundation. So I can see, for example, if she's using, so I'm looking here for an entry to write a very personal email to Marina and go and talk to her. So I see, for example, here she's 3D imaging talking. She's very much using Leica microscope. Leica is my competitor. How can I do, say, so I go, right? It comes to a mind for me that I write her an email and ask her about her experience with Leica microscope. Maybe that shows me, it says, okay, I see, for example, she's using confocal microscope from Leica, right? And I say, hi, Marina, how I was reading your email. I was reading your articles. As a scientist, if someone reads my articles, I'm gonna be so happy. Of course, no one reads my articles, right? 50% of articles are not. And if I say articles on 3D imaging using like a microscope, fluorescent microscope, and you get the point. So I can just write directly, talk to her instead of a salesperson talking about my product. I can ask her about her experience with the Leica microscope. How does she, what she likes, what she doesn't like. And I can use this to get introduction to Steven. And have you realized something? I have done this only from my CRM. We have seen a repeated problem in this industry that CRMs are underused. By providing this side panel into the CRM, we make sure that salespeople are spending as much time in the CRM and they can use the power of CRM to take their activities, use their schedule, and not just using it as a phone book. So I covered also social selling. So I can hopefully get an introduction to a Steven who controls a big budget, and I have a personal contact to him. So third that I wanna talk is cross-selling and converting users to customers. This is another thing that is important because if you already know that your user products is being used by someone, but they are not in your CRM, maybe you can use them, you can add them and find them convert them to your salesperson, like to your customers. So, of course, this person is not my customer, so he or she is not in our Salesforce or CRM. So let me go to my LinkedIn. As you say, let me look at a person like I have been searching quite a lot recently. So let's look at Brian. You see something? Brian is not my second or first contact, and Brian is not sharing anything on his profile. I don't know. I only know that he is a professor at Harvard Medical School. I don't know his contacts, nothing. I don't know if he's using what he's publishing or anything. I just got an came across his profile. I just click on site today. Oh, I see he's a biologist and he works on Alzheimer. Interesting. I know 3D imaging for Alzheimer is very uh, a, a very valid and highly used application. So I click on his profile and I see he has 2 recent publications and he has 7 grants found by Site Today, and he has an email. I unlock his profile and I see, yes, indeed, he has recently published, and I want to see if he is using my product. The first thing, if he has been using my product, I know he's not my customer, but I want to see if he's using my product to convert a user to, oh, of course he's not using. Oh, yeah. He's using, yeah, he's a Lycom customer. Oh, I'm looking for Zeiss. So he used Zeiss, 2 of my competitors. Zeiss again, Leica Zeiss, Leica, 3D imaging, Zeiss. I'm looking for Nikon, one Nikon. If I can find one Nikon, I can use that as a hook. Because apparently this person is not a customer of Nikon. Oh, so let's see. In 2010, this person published one article with Nikon, 66 lens Nikon. So he just used the lens from Nikon. Not a very good in. Not a very good in. They're using Nikon lenses more than lens again. So let me try my best here. He is very big, but he knows Nikon. Maybe if I say that, okay, if I write him an email and ask him why he is a repeated customer of Zeiss or Leica, maybe I have an email. And I can talk to him about, say, okay, like what he would prefer to have there. and why he uses Nikon lenses but not Nikon microscopes. And this is a big thing that I couldn't learn. I could easily talk, pick up a phone or write an email, find his email somewhere, but I couldn't find this piece of information. And this I could find it in 3 minutes. So I like this person. I want to be in contact with this person. What I would do, I bookmark this page. And then next time that I come or I see a collaborator of this person, I can easily find that I've been in contact with Brian before. So next time that I, for example, I've been in contact with Brian, and I added him to my CRM, and when I go to my CRM, I can directly know what his LinkedIn account was, and directly go to his LinkedIn account directly with from here. Let me just go here. So I liked, let me go to Salesforce. So I want to add Brian to my Salesforce. I add him to the Salesforce. Oh, I added it before. And when I go to Brian's profile and I click on Site to Date, I see, oh, I've seen before this guy in LinkedIn. Then it's just a memory, like it's a reminder for me that I've looked at this profile and I can easily go to his LinkedIn because I linked it. So as I use Site to Date in Intelliscope, I build up my network. I transfer my network to this and save it in Intelliscope so I can use it more effectively in social selling. I can use it more effectively on getting more information and all of this. So by now, I have covered how to use Site to Date, introduction of why we are going there, because we want to inject this information everywhere into your workflows. We want to show how it's used to enrich CRMs, how it's used to do social selling, and also how to use cross-selling or converting a user to a customer. But before going to a Q&A, I want to repeat again how you can install Site to Date Intelliscope. So please follow me here. All of you who are here in this webinar, please go and search Site to Date Intelliscope in Google. So let me just do it together. I remove Site to Date Intelliscope from my presentation, from my Chrome. So let's all of us go to Intelliscope by Site to Date, search it on Google, go to the Chrome store, add it to Chrome. Have you done it? If yes, you got a link in the presentation here. And please click on this pulse, please. Add it to the extension, to the bar, to the navigation bar, and then all of you go open LinkedIn. So let's open LinkedIn and log in. You can open LinkedIn or any page. And then put your Site to Date username and password. And the first thing that you do, please go and set your company enrichment. So please write your company name. Make sure that if your company can be ambiguous, write the different ways that people write your company. For example, if Nikon Inc., and all of this, Some of the companies are have ambiguous names. Please write different abbreviations. And the product that you manage, the product that you want to sell, or the product of your competitors. So you can easily use it for social sale. And then you're set. So just download it, log in, set up your product company enrichment service, and that's it. Automatically, it takes care of all of this. And if you already have a site-to-date market landscape, all of your segments and all of your grant segments and such is automatically ported here, which I will show in the next webinar. Yes, that's it. It was a long, already more than 30 minutes. So let's open up. If you have any questions, please write it here. I can go through it and answer it to you. So I have the questions open here. Okay, it's been quite a good. It seems that everyone knows everything, or I was very bad in presenting, because when I teach at the university, I knew if no one asked question, most likely I was a very bad teacher. Yes, yes, I can hear you. Come on. Yes. So the email that it comes here, this comes from the corresponding authors. So we here, this is when we are having emails here. Let me see if we have an email. They are for non-European emails, and they come from their latest publication that they were corresponding author. And no, they are not validated. So as this is a site panel, and what we are now building in the next product is a native integration for Salesforce. So this is the next step, native CRM integration. So you have Intelliscope for the whole web, but also you can easily inject this information to Salesforce later. But now, as of now, you need to do it manually. Right. This is, we are injecting, so we are making also a version of Intelliscope that sits natively inside your CRM. As of now, it's only in the Intelliscope available, but we are adding this information there as well. So two things as of now, they are available only in Intelliscope. Let me show you here. The automatic topics and also co-authors, and actually grants also as well. So these three functions that we have added it to Intelliscope, and we are porting these functionalities also back in the market landscape. Thanks. Thank you very much. Is there any other questions? Okay. Aryan, you asked this. Yes. Afterwards we are developing it for, so Aryan asks if we are going to develop a Microsoft integration for Microsoft Dynamics 360. Yes, this is the second in the integration that we are going to build after the Salesforce, because by majority of our customers are demanding for Salesforce, but by second CRM that is very much in demand is Microsoft Dynamics. Thanks for your question. Mm-hmm. 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 Yes. And yes, I indeed we are planning to do that. And first we do it for Salesforce, and we afterwards it become faster and faster for new CRMs. Sure. So you mean that if the email of a person is changed, for example, you mean? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yes, so you can copy it exactly this email. So you can either when you click here, if you have set up, for example, I set up Gmail as my uh, default email client. Yes, if you, for example, use Outlook, when you click that, it goes to Outlook. And but if you want to use, for example, let's say Zoho or third party that is not default, you just copy the email here, click on this copy button, and you can just put it in any of the email platforms that you're using. Did I answer the question? Is there any other questions? If not, I really want to thank you for being with us, and we will have another webinar coming up next week, every week with a new iteration on site-to-date Intelliscope. We will have another level of webinar. Hopefully our quality of the webinar is going to improve as well, and also it becomes a rhythm that every time we show you new features and more polished products. Thank you very much, and looking forward for your feedback. I will write again my email here, so if you have any questions and feedback, I would love to hear about it directly from yourself. But of course, you can write to your assigned customer success manager, or to the sales, or directly to the product team. Thank you very much, and we'll share with you also the recording of this session. Bye. Bye. Bye.